niggas locked in the tank game. If I spin one time, double back, he just toss to his head, do a nigga like Liu Kang.
Back with another reaction video today. You know, I'm here with another reaction video for you guys on this channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on post notifications to see more of me. I done heard Trap City Raw has confessed to the killing of Lil Jeff. I done seen that police body cam of him getting arrested. And I just want to get right into this video. I want to see what's up.
Feel if I get mad enough, will start happening. Y'all know this by now.
After almost 2 years of total silence, Lil Jeff's alleged shooter has finally spoken up, and what he revealed changes everything. He's breaking down what really happened that day and what the cameras completely missed. But here's the wild part. Someone actually gave Trap City Rob a warning before it all went down, and that heads up might have been the only reason he made his move that day. So now the big question is, who really set up Lil Jeff? Was it someone from the Bloodhound crew? And why did the others just freeze up when things got out of control instead of stepping in? All those questions are finally being answered in Trap City Rob's long-awaited confession, and it's way more shocking than anyone expected. In a totally unexpected twist, Trap City Rob is now telling his side of the story, explaining what really led to that tragic day. According to him, Lil Jeff pushed the situation so far that Rob felt like he had no other choice but to protect himself. Now, if you don't know the full backstory, here's a quick rundown.
Damn. Okay. So, is there anything about that case you want to clear up and just touch about, bro? Because I see you got a whole different perspective.
I see the videos. I see that shit. I was like, damn, it's 6 out there, you know? It was crazy, bro.
On June 8th, 2024, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, Q50, and another associate were out handling business. In surveillance footage later made public, you can see Lil Jeff and his crew chasing down a rival in the middle of Trap City. The footage even shows them waiting inside a black SUV, watching closely as their target moved through the area, moments before everything spiraled out of control. As soon as the rival was spotted, Lil Jeff jumped out of the car and went straight after him. Things escalated fast. The target, wearing bright yellow shorts, ducked for cover and sprinted toward the porch of a nearby building. He took a hit to the chest, but somehow kept running, clearly fighting to stay alive. It was clear the Bloodhounds came ready for anything that day. Lil Jeff was rocking a black Nike hoodie and gray joggers, chasing his rival right up to that porch with zero hesitation. What's strange, though, is that his crew didn't follow him in.
Y'all love that stuff. Too bad it's that. He get to see y'all. I'm glad though, he can see y'all talk about him all day.
They stayed near their car, firing warning shots toward the vehicle that had just dropped the rival off. But this is where everything flipped in a heartbeat. Right when Lil Jeff got close to the porch, chaos broke out. Out of nowhere, shots started flying from the alley, the sound echoing through the street.
How the hell you gonna give me, how you gonna ask me for my sauce and not put the sauce in the bag? Like, what the fuck? Like,
streets. Lil Jeff was suddenly caught right in the middle of danger while his friends were too far back to step in and help. Witnesses say they saw him go down near the porch after someone from inside the building fired off several rounds. From another angle, you can hear a storm of gunfire. But what's shocking is that Lil Jeff's crew by the black SUV didn't seem to take cover or
that's Q50 running right there, and the driver is Vert.
Move at all. It looked like those rounds were aimed straight toward where Jeff had fallen, and his crew just stood there, frozen.
The black man is very underdeveloped and undereducated in America, bro.
Ooh, not me?
No, just listen, bro. When it comes to emotional intelligence, reasoning and people getting shot over shoes and that's not being emotionally intelligent.
Watching it all go down in disbelief, they only fired a few random shots toward the house after realizing Lil Jeff had already been seriously hurt. Then they rushed back to the black SUV, waiting for a chance to pull him out of the danger zone. This version of events lines up with what investigators later found: a bunch of shell casings near the doorway, suggesting that Lil Jeff was struck several times right after taking cover behind the big pillar. That same pillar in front of the porch gave just enough cover to block his crew's view, leaving them unable to step in while chaos unfolded. Reports suggest that the shooter jumped off the porch moments later and started letting off more rounds in the direction of Jeff's team.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
Forcing them to retreat back toward the SUV. In the footage, you can spot a man wearing a red jumpsuit, believed to be Q50, limping back to the car, possibly after being grazed in the foot. One Reddit user even confirmed noticing that detail the first time they saw the video. You can see Jeff's crew drop their weapons for a moment, completely shocked, like they couldn't believe what had just happened right in front of them. Then, snapping back into focus, they started returning fire toward the porch area in panic. But by then, it was already too late. Lil Jeff had been hit several times in the chest, and he collapsed near the porch as the footage faded out. The tragedy didn't stop there. After the gunfire stopped, his crew circled back fast, scooped him up, and sped off before police arrived.
I think that's. I was like, damn, it's 6 out there, you know? They was crazy, bro.
Another online user pointed out that everything lines up. They mentioned that the rival had been dropped off in a black SUV by his friend. After checking the address on Google Maps where everything unfolded, it all started to make sense. You can even spot a silver Jeep parked across from the black SUV, and it's likely the security camera from that nearby house that captured the entire moment on video. If you zoom out a bit on the map, you can clearly see the black SUV that acted as the getaway ride after the chaos. Trap City Rob, who's been keeping things low-key since then, had stayed silent for months, until now. His recent confession didn't just confirm that he was involved, it gave a whole new angle to what really went down that day.
I don't chase that shit. I don't even like it, so I don't need, internet crazy, so.
Filling in the gaps the original footage couldn't show. In an interview with Block to Block, Trap City Rob revealed that he saw 6 people chasing after one of his close friends.
That's crazy.
That alone completely flips the story around. But wait, how did he even know there were 6 of them? The viral clip that spread online didn't show that many people at all, which makes this detail even more mysterious. Maybe that's where Rob said a bit too much. Even though the situation turned into a heated back and forth, Rob didn't brag about what happened.
So who was the other 3? Bloodhound affiliates? This story is bigger than what we thought. I ain't gonna lie, and this happened like, what, a year or 2 ago, bro. This is insane.
He explained that he only acted out of self-defense, trying to protect his area and the people close to him. Interestingly, an old resurfaced clip shows Trap City Rob standing on the same porch where the incident took place.
Fuckers to hang with them, they know what they did.
So, okay.
They know what they did.
So, okay, the Bloodhounds, y'all was cool.
Everybody got a
That was my homie,
He
man.
stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my own chain.
Calmly watching over the block like it was his usual spot. One viewer even commented, "For real, this dude like some troll in a cave. You don't even notice he's there until it's too late." It's no shock that people started calling Rob the Defensive Player of the Year after his block-to-block interview. During the talk, Rob explained that he was always on that front porch, staying alert and fully aware of everything happening around him. And honestly, that checks out, because in the same clip, you can spot Trap City Rob and his crew, OTF Black and Terra, constantly scanning both sides of the street, watching every move like true pros. Chicago isn't for anyone who's not ready. The streets keep you on edge every second. Rob then dropped a deep message that caught everyone off guard. He said that the whole drill rap scene has turned into a setup that makes young black men turn against each other. According to him, too many have fallen into that trap, reacting too fast, taking things personal, and ending up going at each other for no real reason. That statement hit home for a lot of people, and the comment section blew up with support.
But the shit I'm doing now is I've been seeing my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got an older brother. So this shit ain't nothing new for real. It's the same shit I've been seeing.
One user wrote, "Rob is what you call a grown man." Another added, "These dudes are solid. Jeff was just acting too young, trying to challenge people who already learned the game." They said Jeff moved off emotion, while Rob and his team moved with discipline. That's the difference between experience and impulse. The interviewer even brought up the viral meme that's been floating around on Reddit, the one where Rob's face is edited onto Malcolm X's legendary photo with the caption, "Protect the Trap." The post blew up fast, and people started joking that Rob should run for president because of how strong and strategic his mindset is.
I'm conscious, bro. Like, I'm in my environment, but I understand the overall. You know what I'm saying?
Trap City Rob admitted he saw that viral meme on Reddit, but made it clear he's not online chasing attention. He said he's not about clout. He's focused on peace and staying out of unnecessary drama. Rob's approach shows just how aware he really is. He knows that bragging about any kind of street conflict only keeps the tension alive and feeds into the same cycle that's been tearing neighborhoods apart for years. The city's been dealing with too many back and forths, and every time one side loses someone, the other feels pressure to react. It's a cycle that never ends. In an earlier block-to-block interview about Lil Jeff's life, one of his close associates described him as someone who had been active in the streets since turning 18. Jeff himself once said that even though he got involved later than some of his peers, he already knew how things worked because his older brother, JavO, had taught him everything about that lifestyle, both the risks and the rough reality that came with it. For those who don't know, Lil Jeff's brother, JavO, was actually one of the key names tied to the tension between Drill City and Trap City, the same conflict that eventually led to several young lives being lost, including Jeff's. What's wild is that back in the day, these guys weren't enemies at all. They were cool with each other.
Tell the op. You took the cell phones.
We got like 50K down. That fake AP they got.
Trap City Rob confirmed in his YouTube interview with Block to Block that both neighborhoods used to get along just fine.
That nigga said fake AP. So you done robbed the dude for a fake AP? Because you thought it was real. That's crazy though.
But everything started falling apart when, according to him, someone from the Bloodhounds allegedly took one of their crew's chains. But if you really take a closer look, there's a deeper reason behind the whole feud, one that goes way beyond what Rob mentioned. For the Bloodhound crew, especially Lil Jeff, everything traces back to the loss of his cousin, Z Money. That moment changed everything. Here's a bit of background. Early on, when Lil Jeff was still figuring life out, his older brother JavO got locked up, leaving a big gap in Jeff's life. That's when Z Money stepped in, becoming like an older brother figure, the one guiding him, protecting him, and giving him a place in the spotlight while staying behind the scenes himself. But tragedy hit hard. On March 16, 2023, Z Money lost his life in a heartbreaking incident that completely shattered the Bloodhound crew and tore apart the fragile peace between Trap City and Drill City. According to reports, Z Money had been sitting in his car on the 1300 block of East 79th Street near the Kimbark intersection in the Avalon Park neighborhood. It was supposed to be a regular day. He was parked near a dry cleaner when another vehicle pulled up and someone started shooting toward his car. Z Money was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but sadly, he didn't survive. His passing was a devastating blow to everyone close to him. But for Lil Jeff, it was especially personal. Z Money had been his protector, his guide, and the person who looked out for him when his brother was locked away. Losing him left a deep wound that Jeff never truly recovered from. Just when things finally started to calm down, new rumors began spreading all over Reddit about who might have really been behind Z Money's passing.
Feel if I get mad enough, will start happening. Y'all know this by now. I went for like a week, and poof. Gotta go after that one. Poof. I came back. Poof.
And that's when everything heated up again. Word on the street was that someone from Trap City, possibly even an old friend of Z Money, had set him up. Those whispers were enough to send Lil Jeff spiraling with anger and frustration. He wanted answers, and he wanted payback. People say that once Jeff got wind of those names floating around, he started keeping tabs on anyone connected to the story. One name that kept popping up was Lil Pooh, a Trap City affiliate who had reportedly been disrespecting Z Money online and in the streets. Lil Pooh didn't seem too worried though. He was out walking around like nothing had happened, pulling up to familiar hangouts and acting like everything was cool. But Jeff wasn't the type to make quick moves. He preferred to plan things out, waiting for the right moment when his target least expected it. That moment came on April 9, 2023. According to what's been shared online, that's when Jeff and his crew made their move. They decided that Lil Pooh's days of talking reckless were over. Instead of causing a public scene, Jeff reportedly waited outside his house late at night, staying patient and quiet. When Lil Pooh came home that evening, the situation took a dark turn, and that's when everything changed for good. According to police reports, around 11:30 p.m. on the 1800 block of 223rd Street, several gunshots were heard. When officers arrived, they found a man later identified as P.A. Boozer Jr. lying in the front yard unresponsive. Not long after the incident, Lil Jeff wanted to make his message loud and clear. He reportedly recorded an unreleased track aimed at Lil Pooh, dropping hints that he had waited outside his home before getting his revenge. In the leaked lyrics, Jeff rapped, "Lil Pooh diss Z, now Lil Pooh gone."
I'm at the head, if I'm lying, I'm down. God could come pull me out this car right now. I never took a dollar from nothing. A nigga said, let me take a picture, this, that, and that. I look up, the nigga then ran down. We all the way at the top of the staircase first off.
You know it don't take too long, laying in the grass till he come home. The streets caught on and everyone started talking about it. Word has it that Jeff never officially released the song, supposedly out of respect for one of his close friends who had ties to both sides. Still, the message had already spread. People knew exactly what he meant. When one of Lil Pooh's friends later posted his picture online, Jeff reportedly sent another bold message, saying he couldn't stand by while anyone disrespected Z Money. He made it clear, no Z Money disrespect will ever slide. But things didn't stop there. After that, Lil Jeff didn't just disappear from the scene. Instead, it seemed like he was caught up in the chaos that followed. He was seen more often on the streets again, chasing rivals and trying to prove himself in ways that only made the situation worse. One of the most widely discussed moments linked to Jeff's name was the killing of BKN Lil Rob and Monty, an incident that actually got caught on camera. It all happened near Innovations High School in downtown Chicago, right in the busy Loop area. Around 12:30 in the afternoon, Lil Rob and BKN Monty had just stepped out of school for a quick lunch break, walking towards Washington Street and Wabash Avenue, a spot packed with people during the day. But as soon as they arrived, two vehicles pulled up out of nowhere. Several men jumped out and opened fire, leaving both Lil Rob and Monty out of nowhere. Several men jumped.
Bro said several. You know what? Like that's like 4, 5, 6. God damn. They brought the whole gang with them, bro. They be jumping out as a team. What the hell?
Out and opened fire, leaving both Lil Rob and Monty fatally wounded. The surveillance video captured the tragic scene. The two young men walking casually towards the elevator structure, completely unaware of what was about to happen. If you watch the footage closely, you can see the exact moment a dark-colored SUV pulls up from under the train tracks.
Something like a firecracker, you know, like a 10-15 shot, boom, 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 boom. Like a firecracker, you know, like a...
Someone jumps out in a hurry, rushes towards the two boys and begins firing shots before quickly running back to the vehicle. The SUV speeds off down Wabash, makes a sharp left onto Madison, and disappears into the traffic within seconds. Even though the video only shows one car involved, police later stated that witnesses reported seeing two vehicles at the scene, both firing several rounds towards a small group of teens. According to CPD Deputy Chief John, it all happened in an instant. About 10 to 15 shots were heard before the suspects sped away. A nearby shopkeeper, Muhammad I.C., described what he heard, saying the sounds reminded him of firecrackers. That detail had investigators thinking that one of the shooters might have been...
I'm weak. They came out with that Drake and that P on bro. That should make the ground shake on bro.
Using a modified handgun, the type that lets off rounds super fast, making it sound explosive. The attack was devastating, and the whole community felt the shock. But sadly, not everyone was mourning. Word spread that the person believed to have planned the shooting later appeared on Instagram Live, dropping cryptic comments that seemed to brag about what had happened. He hinted that he had handled business and added to his so-called count. Those comments only fueled more outrage online, especially among fans of the Chicago drill scene who couldn't believe how casually he was talking about such a heartbreaking tragedy.
Does it make it worse when there's like videos and people reacting to it? And they were trying to say you slipped and fell, and you saying I wasn't even there, right?
I wasn't even there. Stop saying I was done, man.
People began to question.
They trying to link that dude to a murder, bruh. I'm telling you, bro, the internet is police, bruh. Y'all need to stop. Y'all rappers need to stop going on these interviews, bro. Cause these dudes gonna just get y'all locked up, bro. I'm just telling y'all that now, bro. Like, y'all need to stop, bro. He just sat there and asked them, bro, talking about some, oh, was you there today? Look, bro, come on, bro. Why is you asking somebody that, bro? That's weird. I ain't gonna lie, that's weird, bro.
And what drove Lil Jeff to chase down Lil Rob and Monty with that level of precision and focus? What could have made him so determined to go after them in the middle of downtown in broad daylight with cameras all around? Back in the day, Lil Rob and Monty allegedly snatched some of Lil Jeff's jewelry, and that move sparked a whole new wave of beef. What made it even worse was that they didn't just stop there. They went online, clowning Jeff and his crew, throwing out jokes and disses for everyone to see. The BKN members started bragging about the so-called robbery, even claiming that the jewelry they took wasn't real. In one clip, Lil Rob and Monty could be seen showing off what they said were Jeff's pieces, flashing 2 watches they claimed came from that day. The funny part? One of those watches turned out to be a fake iced-out piece designed to look like an expensive AP watch. People online were quick to notice too. One Reddit user even pointed out that the watch had a GLD logo on the clasp, meaning it came from an online jewelry shop that sells gold-plated accessories. Once that detail got out, the internet had a field day. When the rumors started spreading, Lil Jeff quickly hopped on Instagram Live to clear his name. He said nobody took anything from him by force. According to him, the guys had only peeked at his stuff and ran off when he wasn't paying attention. He laughed it off, saying they didn't actually rob him, they just got lucky when he wasn't watching. Not long after, a YouTuber known as Word from the Trenches uploaded a vlog featuring Monty and a few other BKN members. In the video, they were proudly showing off the same watches again and bragging about how they got one over on Jeff and the Bloodhound crew. During that same vlog, Monty even got a FaceTime call from Lil Jeff himself. Things got tense fast. Monty started the call by saying, "Where the J at?" meaning, "Where's your jewelry?"
When 2 cars pulled up and a group of individuals exited said vehicles, fired multiple times, striking 2 of the teenage students of Innovations High School. These individuals were taken to Northwestern Hospital where they succumbed to their injuries.
Then he held the watch up to the camera, laughing and taunting Jeff, while the others in the background joined in. Lil Jeff was never the type to take disrespect lightly. Almost a year after the downtown shooting that made headlines, the Chicago Police Department finally made major progress in their investigation, and that's when arrests started rolling in. The first suspect taken into custody was identified as Tommy Coleman, reportedly affiliated with Lil Jeff and the Bloodhound crew. He was arrested on the 5700 block of North Mason and charged in connection with the double homicide case. A few months later, a second suspect surfaced, 20-year-old James Allison, better known on the streets as JavO Bloodhound. Word spread fast that investigators were narrowing in, and many believed that Lil Jeff himself might have been next to face questioning before his own tragic passing changed everything. When the news broke that Jeff had been killed and rumors started flying that Trap City Rob might have been involved, one fan online made a chilling joke. He took out Lil Rob, now Big Rob took him out. The comment was meant as dark humor, but it highlighted a sad truth. This endless back and forth cycle of street violence rarely ends in peace, only more pain. But that leads to the big question. Why did so many Reddit users immediately point fingers at Trap City Rob after Lil Jeff's incident? As soon as word spread across social media, Reddit threads lit up like wildfire. The r/Chirocology community, known for digging deep into Chicago's drill scene, jumped on the story fast. Some users claimed to have inside info, naming Trap City Rob as the alleged shooter. Others posted maps, police reports, and old arrest records, all tying Rob to the same apartment complex where the fatal shots were fired. While some people online were busy trying to figure out who pulled the trigger, others focused on analyzing the footage frame by frame, trying to identify everyone who was with Lil Jeff during that fateful moment. Remember the guy wearing the red jumpsuit? Fans quickly pointed him out, claiming it was Q50. That sparked a wave of online trolling, with people teasing him for supposedly getting caught up in the chaos. But Q50 publicly denied having anything to do with that situation, saying he wasn't even there. Still, as many locals like to say, the streets usually don't get it wrong. Rumors kept spreading, and more digital detectives began digging deeper.
Reddit users...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Q50 forehead big as shit. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The dreads is insane, bro. Plus the forehead gang. It's time to restart, bro. You got about 8 dreads in your head, bro. Low key though, bro. Like, it's time to restart, bro. Hey, you may be going through an ugly phase, bro, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. Trust me.
Wrong. Rumors kept spreading, and more digital detectives began digging deeper. Reddit users then claimed that the man in the yellow shorts, the one Lil Jeff was seen chasing in the footage, was actually Trap City Glenn. And here's where it gets even wilder. That wasn't the first time Jeff had gone after Glenn. Word on the street was that months earlier, Jeff had spotted Glenn inside a store and fired several shots in his direction. Somehow he made it out unharmed that day, escaping what could have easily turned tragic. Later, an old video of Lil Jeff resurfaced, where he casually talked about chasing Glenn at that same store, confirming that the rumors were true. In the comments, one fan wrote, 15...
See, I understand, bro. You sitting here so snitching, bro. Like, that is crazy. Dude is still alive. That dude is still alive, bro, and you self-snitching. Insane, bro. Lil Jeff is a demon.
Shots and he still lived? Man, his grandma must be praying hard for him. The whole story had people talking about how wild that rivalry really was. Even after that failed attempt, Jeff wasn't ready to let things go. According to local chatter, he went out again, determined to finish what he'd started. But that decision
Bro, you already done rapped about it, gang. Why is you doing that, bruh? You gonna go to jail. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Some of these street dudes be dumb. Why would you say, if you was gonna sit here and you was gonna go do it to him again, bro, why would you put it on the internet? That don't even make sense, bro. Like,
being his downfall. Not long after that, Jeff himself was gone. Authorities stated that they had enough evidence to move forward with the arrest of Trap City Rob after a witness came forward and placed him at the scene where Lil Jeff was fatally shot. According to the official report, surveillance officers observed Rob entering and leaving his apartment on South Rhodes Avenue, appearing to carry a black firearm. It's worth noting that officers were already familiar with Rob's background.
He probably a felon, bro. So they didn't probably arrest him for the murder, bro. They probably arrest him for having a gun, bro. But the fact that, you know, he almost was about to get killed, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
He was known to have a prior record, which meant he wasn't legally allowed to possess a weapon. So that made the situation even more serious in the eyes of law enforcement. When officers approached to take him into custody, things didn't go smoothly. The report says Rob tried to pull away, refusing to follow verbal commands. He reportedly stiffened his body and resisted being handcuffed, making it difficult for officers to detain him. The struggle got so intense that police had to use control tactics, including physical restraint holds and a quick takedown maneuver to safely bring him under arrest. During the scuffle, a loaded black firearm allegedly fell to the ground near Rob. At that point, officers say he still continued to resist until backup arrived. It wasn't until a second officer joined in that they were able to get the handcuffs secured. Because of Rob's large build and continued resistance, they ended up using 2 sets of cuffs linked together, which reportedly caused minor injuries to his wrist. In the end, Rob's decision to resist didn't help his case. The firearm discovery and his behavior during the arrest only added more trouble to his situation. Police later stated that his actions that day directly led to additional...
Them niggas said they used 2 cuffs on him. Well, damn, how big is he?
...charges, and he was taken into custody for questioning in connection with Lil Jeff's passing. According to the police report, once Coleman, also known as Trap City Rob, was taken into custody, he was immediately transported to the 2nd District lockup because of how he was acting during the arrest. But in a surprising twist, after a deeper investigation, detectives couldn't find enough solid evidence to prove that Rob was actually the shooter in Lil Jeff's case. Because of that,
they won't, because it wasn't on video on who shot him, bro. Whoever shot him was inside the crib. That's why, bro. But the fact is, they need to put 2 cuffs on him, bro. They didn't, bro. You can't break out of cuffs, bro. This nigga's not the Hulk, bro. Come on.
The murder charge against him was eventually dropped, but since he was already a convicted felon and was caught with a firearm, that particular charge stuck, and he'd likely still be facing time behind bars. Even though he avoided the most serious charge, the situation was far from over for him.
After news of Rob's arrest and the dropped charge hit the internet, Reddit exploded with debates and hot takes. In the r/Shirakalology community, users went back and forth about whether what happened could even be considered self-defense. One person wrote, "I ain't well versed on Illinois self-defense laws, but it's wild to me that anyone could be charged with murder in this situation." Another user quickly fired back, replying, "Ain't no self-defense when it's excessive. Maybe a couple shots could count, but not 19. The thread lit up fast, with people arguing about what really counts as self-protection versus retaliation. Meanwhile, another commenter brought up a different concern, questioning why Rob's gun charge wasn't also being reviewed or potentially reduced, saying, if they dropped the big one, why not this too? The discussion turned heated, showing just how divided people were over the case. One viral Reddit comment summed it up perfectly. Free Rob, and as for that habitual charge, he showed exactly why they call him that. And honestly, a lot of fans seem to agree with that take. Many praised Trap City Rob for staying solid through the chaos, claiming he stood his ground when things got rough. It's wild to think that most of the internet had already pieced the story together before the Chicago PD even wrapped up their official—
Bro, cause they putting it online, bro. That is why, bro. They helped the police investigate. That's what happened. These motherfuckers wanna run their mouth acting dumb. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm tired of watching this video, cause bro, it's stupid, bro. Like, it's stupid. But I'm sorry, bro, it's stupid, bro. Like, this whole thing could have been avoided. Lil Jeff telling him so. Trap Rob boss, he's saying too much. Like, bro, y'all stay out of the streets, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can see more of me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I be seeing you guys watching my videos, bro. I fuck with that, bro. I really do, bro. Peace. Bitch, I'm the goof like I walk on water. I'm talking your bitch, that he like I'm a toilet. Walk with the block, I'm a fucker report. Boy, out with his every place talking. I do what I want, I like a toilet. Call it the garbage, I need